Hi, I'm Jao Kang. I'm one of the directors at Shrinker.
Hi, I'm Smitra and I'm the commercial director at Shrinker.
A lot of people don't know, but the internet has a huge carbon footprint. It's bigger than aviation. We all use it. And we've developed a tool with the University of Leicester to measure the amount of carbon, electricity, that any website on the planet produces. So in a nutshell, it's a website that you literally go to called webzero.earth. You type in yours or anyone else's website and it will give you for free, the homepage emissions. And then our hope is basically that people will start to put that as part of all carbon emissions related to businesses. A lot of people don't realise that the World Wide Web is an application that runs on something called the internet. And all the internet is a connection of cables, wires, transistors and data centres all around the planet. And they just pump information around the planet. Now, the applications that run on there are World Wide Web, which is basically websites. Then you have email and you have social media, and all of these require energy to basically be able to produce the data. And it's the energy, obviously, because fossil fuels are used in energy production. So we're able to calculate through a website's data how much energy that website is actually requiring to be able to work. Now, on a simplified level, it's exactly the same as the cars we drive, our buildings, the lighting, and any other carbon-related product within businesses. But it's not just businesses, because we all use the internet. We use it every day. Every selfie you've ever taken, every email you've ever written, it's saved somewhere in the cloud. But the cloud is not a cloud as we know it, it's a data center. And data centers use millions of litres of water every day. They require a lot of cooling down through AC. And our aim is by reducing the amount of data in the world, we don't need any more data centers, hopefully. But that's basically, that's a long goal, but the short term is that it does help businesses reduce their carbon footprint.
All websites contribute to carbon emissions. For the simple reason is everything on a website, right from their videos, their images, the fonts you use, the JavaScript, the code, everything produces carbon, and the whole website requires energy to obviously function. Also, it's the code that was written when you first created your website. So there's a lot of websites that were created when websites were introduced like so many years ago, decades ago, and those websites actually haven't been optimized as time has gone on. So it's very old code, and lots of new things, technology has come out where the old code should have been deleted, which has not been done, and that's just sitting random at the moment, sitting there, which needs to be deleted. So these are the things that contribute to a website producing carbon. So every website, any business that has a website contributes to carbon emissions, and it's necessary for you to basically optimize these websites and do something about it.
We understand that a lot of businesses don't actually look at websites during the daytime. What they do is they have a website that they get people to come to, and that's why they're responsible for their part of web pollution. But where businesses do use data a lot is in email, for instance. The average employee in the UK sends 34,000 emails within a year. That equates to 16,000 plastic bags worth of pollution. And every email has a minimum of 4 grams of CO2 attached to it, purely because of the way that it has to travel across wires and networks and so on and so forth that I explained earlier. And so the idea is that obviously we can't stop emailing, it's brilliant. You know, no one wants to say stop. It's like you don't stop using a car, you just make the car more efficient. So we're saying if you're going to visit a website, make the website more efficient. Email, obviously make that so that you wouldn't email somebody in the same office, for instance. So hopefully people will get up and start talking to one another, which is not a bad thing. But then there's also social media, and companies do use a lot of social media, and we access social media all the time. And it's been worked out that a social media campaign over Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, blah, 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 you can imagine where they are. If you do a campaign on all these sites, it can have up to 332 tons of CO2 associated to that campaign. And I think that people need to be aware of why that's happening. And as we explained earlier, it is down to the size of data, files, videos, so on and so forth. And so our aim is by identifying, first of all, you need to identify what size you do, how many emails you send, blah, 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 how much you do. And then So we run an audit for businesses to allow them to assess, the same as any other carbon calculator, and you'd have all used one, you know, how many light bulbs you've got, miles you drive in your car. Well, our portal, webzero.earth, is all about putting in calculations for websites.
So there's a lot of businesses out there who are looking at their ESG strategies, their sustainability plans, who are on the path of becoming more greener. And if you're doing this, you need to be looking at your digital activity. That includes like your emails, your websites, it'll be your social media activity, your internal business organization activities as well. So that's where Shrinker Digital comes in. You would go to webzero.earth, you would put in your URL, and it would give you a report of your home page of the emissions and the electricity and the amount of data you're downloading. From there you move on, and what you can do is commission a full audit through the actual website itself. There's training and consultancy as well, where we do live workshops. You can either come to us individually or as an organisation, where we will come into you, your organisation, and as a group do a whole day's workshop with you. There's lots of other things where we can do a sustainable website development for you. So you can either go on to do the recommendations which are in your audit, or you can have a brand new website created. So we work with third parties who are all sustainable web developers.
The internet does have a very, very large carbon footprint. It is bigger than aviation, and it didn't exist 2 decades ago. We all use it, we all know that we use it, and we're all running out of storage ourselves. How many times has Apple said to you, you run out of storage, pay me £3.98? That's because of the size of data. And we've got 8,000 data centres on the planet already. They use 1.7 billion litres of water. So again, I will reiterate, we don't need more data, we don't need more data centres, we need to reduce what we've got. Very important that people realise what we're talking about is lossless compression. That's why we're called Shrinker. We shrink data. That's what we do as a company. And so there's no downsides to it. There's lots of plus sides. You'll get a faster website, your SEO will go up, and your storage costs will go down. So we're hoping to save people a lot of money here as well. So it is saving the planet, but also at the same time, it's a good business decision to actually do this. So we're hoping that people educate themselves on it and educate their friends. We're at the forefront of this, and we can get ahead of it before it becomes a real problem.
Okay, so I'm Smita Ramlani, and I'm from Shrinker Digital.
Yeah, I'm Jao Kang, I'm from Shrinker Digital, and the initiative is called webzero.earth.